Okay, so if you haven't seen anything on Twitter today, first of all, congratulations. But second of all, if you haven't seen on Twitter, there have been a bunch of leaks going on for the new Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game. And one of them is this. And honestly, for people getting mad at that, why are you being so fucking stupid? No, like, genuinely, you guys are being completely stupid about this. First of all, it's called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Did you not think that any of the Justice League members were going to die, including Batman? Second off, to the guy saying that this is your send-off for Kevin Conroy, everybody, did you think Rocksteady knew that Kevin Conroy was going to die? And I agree with the comment that is in that screenshot I just took. You using the man's death as a reason to hate this game is really fucking weird. Especially because you don't know what's actually the context behind that scene or what's actually going to happen in the story. I have a few things that I want to say about this, so come back for part 2. If there's one thing I love about doing, all of this, it's the fact of everything I miss every week because I don't post. For example, in case you guys didn't see, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, James Gunn decided to post this picture for the set of what used to be Superman Legacy, and now he renamed it to being Superman. And honestly, besides the yellow around the symbol, I don't really like that, but other than that, I think it looks good. But in saying that, there have been a lot of people comparing that to the Man of Steel logo and that texture. And I know people are going to get mad at me for this, but I'm just going to say, if you think any of these look better, I'm sorry, they don't. In my opinion, these symbols are over-designed, over-complicated, and do not fit the character of Superman. I don't like the texture of the Man of Steel / Zack Snyder Superman suits at all. Do they look cool? Yes. But do I like it? No. Because again, I don't think Superman would ever really wear something like that. Honestly, I think the best version of Superman's suit I've seen in live action, it has to be this one from Brandon Routh during the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover for the CW Arrowverse shows. And the reason why is because it's not too complex. I mean, look at that. That's just Superman. Now, am I saying that you're wrong if you like these suits? No, I'm not. But me personally, I think James Gunn is going in the right direction with having Superman's costume. Or at least his logo. Because his color is supposed to be red, blue, and yellow. Not maroon, navy blue, and beige. I don't know, this is my opinion. You guys, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm gone for a couple weeks. And I wasn't planning on posting today because I'm still technically in my finals weeks. But I had to today because, God damn, look at the boy! Now, does he look awesome? Yes. Does it look perfect though? Honestly, I hate the turtleneck. I hate it. I hated it in the New 52. I hate it here. Now, if it was cut off almost like a shirt, but wider than this, almost above the collarbone, I would have liked that. But I hate this stupid turtleneck thing that they do. With characters like Spider-Man or Deadpool where they need a mask, or even Batman, it makes sense. They have a mask that they either need to tuck in or it covers it so it doesn't bother me that much. But a turtleneck for Superman just feels wrong. That and also the MCUification with the stupid panel lines everywhere. Other than that, I love the suit. I love the logo. It looks really nice with the costume. His hair looks damn near perfect for Superman. The cape and everything is nice, vibrant red and blue. It looks really good. Nitpicks aside, I love the suit. I'm excited to see this interpretation. And July 11th, 2025, here we go. Do you guys ever have that kind of conversation with somebody when you're talking about a story and how something aesthetically looks bad, but you get that it's the point in the story, but the person's just not catching on? Yeah, that's how I feel about this. In case you guys haven't known, there have been a lot of set leaks that have been coming from the production of the new Superman movie coming out next year by James Gunn. And the ones that have been coming out this week were mainly pictures of how Guy Gardner and Hot Girl look for the movie. And what the guy from the previous post was showing was someone else's post showing how the suits look in the movie so far and how they look with their comic counterparts. And what that person also points out is that both Mrs. Terrific and Guy Gardner's Green Lantern both have the symbol for Lord Tech on them, as in Maxwell Lord, one of the supervillains that are from DC. And in case you guys don't know who that is, he was actually in Wonder Woman 84 back in 2021. Now, if you don't remember that, I don't blame you. I honestly forgot that Maxwell Lord was the villain for that fucking movie. But does not take away from the point. The person also is right when they say they are meant to look boring, corporate, and bleak. Because the Panda Red also actually did a video talking about these suits and how they look boring and how even he was able to catch on to that's the point. Because James Gunn is not really subtle with what the message is for his movies when it comes to certain things. So there's a reason why those look an awful lot like these. The reason why these guys all look the same is for brand synergy. But then you have people like this saying you're not able to take any negative criticism about the development of this movie. They're taking it, it's just some of it's not warranted. Especially when it comes to how Superman looks, because I mean, come the fuck on! Like, he just looks like Superman! And him and Lois look perfect! Which is another point too as to why Superman does not look like the corporate-esque version of himself like the other Leaguers do. He is a different symbol. He does not go with what they want. Which is leading into the fun speculation of the movie of why is that? Like, remember when speculating about movies was just fun instead of just shitting on everything when it's in post-production? Like, oh my god, the Superman suit looks too wrinkly. No, they're gonna fix that in post-production, right? Like how they clean up all the visible lines and everything and all the bungeed up parts of the Spider-Man suits from the Tom Holland movies? And people are thinking that he looks too skinny? Like, what? Or that his suit's too baggy on him? Like, I honestly don't get some of the criticism for this movie when it comes to how the heroes are looking. Like, I'm sorry, but if you don't think David Cornsweet looks like Superman, you're blind. And I know I'm gonna get some of the people in the comments still trying to say everything about how Henry Cavill was the best Superman, or the best person to play Superman. Well, I agree, he aesthetically looks like Superman. He was not allowed to act like Superman. Like, so far when it comes to the production or the behind the scenes of this film so far, he's looking like he actually is Superman. Like, there was a picture of him saving a dog, or there's another one too where it looked like we might actually get the saving a cat from a tree scene. Or in the same scene where Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner are, there are a bunch of kids missing them entirely and going straight for the colorful Superman that doesn't look like a corporate shill. Like, if you saw that clip, you can basically get that's probably what the point of the movie's going to be anyways. I've had all that to get off my chest for the past 2 weeks, and God did it feel good. But I guess just leave your comments in the thing. Like, tell me what you think about it. Like, do you think it's probably going to be the point of the film that the other Justice Leaguers are going to look like they're part of a corporate thing when Superman's not for a reason? Or am I just pulling this out of my ass? Your choice.
Okay, so, a piece of concept art for the Supergirl suit, got leaked. Now, I have no idea if this is confirmed, but in case it is, here's your spoiler alert. Don't watch the rest of this unless you really don't give a fuck. Because now I'm gonna show it in 3, 2, 1. So like I said, concept art for the Supergirl suit got leaked. And I mean, come on! It's fucking perfect! Like, you cannot look me in the eyes and say that that does not look like this! Now, does it have all the ridiculous speed lines all over it? Yeah, sure, but honestly, I don't even care. It's fucking perfect! It literally looks just like how it did in the comics. Like, come on! Again, I have no idea if it's legit, but fuck me, I hope it is. Because even though I do really like the Superman costume being used in the Superman movie this summer, there are some things that have me kind of go about it now. Like, I still don't like the speed lines, I still don't like the collar, but the colors look fucking great, and I'm really happy about that shit. But this is just ripped straight from the comic! And I don't want to hear a fucking person make fun of this goddamn logo anymore. I actually really like the logo, and I will die on that hill! Again, no idea if it's confirmed, but I really hope it is officially the suit because it looks so fucking good. Like, it looks just like a dead ringer for the actual Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow art that was shown for the comic. And I mean, they got it down to the big, thick gold belt that goes around her waist and the fucking gold around her boots. Come on! All right, I'm done. I like making cosplays and costumes and all that shit, so I really respect how close they got with that. Let me know if you want that to be the official, like, suit for the movie, because fuck me, it's perfect. Okay, so, I saw Superman a few days ago. I saw it opening day, actually. And I wanted to get a few days to, you know, get my thoughts together about what I thought of the movie. And, DC, we are so fucking back, baby! That was genuinely, I think, one of my favorite experiences going to a movie. Not only because it was the first time in over a decade that my mom got to actually go to a theater, but also because it was just a genuinely good experience, and the movie was so fucking good! Right off the bat, I just gotta say, props to you, David Cornsweet. You fucking nailed it. Like, if you could be so good that my dad questions which Superman is the best, you did a good fucking job. And I genuinely don't get why this had to be the first look at David Cornsweet as Superman, because there are so many points in this movie that could have been the first official look, and it would have done so much better when it came to the general public. Like, honestly, he was one of the best parts of this movie, hands fucking down. Not only with this, but also with all the interviews he's done and everything he's said about Superman. I genuinely think this is the first time in 2 decades or 3 decades where we have an actor that finally officially gets how Superman is supposed to be. And I know, Cavill got it too. It's just he was not allowed to be written like fucking Superman. And that brings me to the 2 biggest apologies I have to give. It is to Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor and Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. But I'm gonna start with Nicholas Hoult because this is the best Lex Luthor. I'm sorry, he just is. This is the first time we actually see a Lex that just hates Superman for the fact that he's that good of a person. But not only that, this is the first time we saw Lex Luthor that genuinely doesn't like him because he doesn't want humanity to become, like, obsolete. And that was one of Lex's biggest things in the comics for why he didn't like Superman at all. I also just want to say, I genuinely aspire to hate as hard as this man. If there's one thing that Nicholas Hoult showed me as Lex is that, obviously, I'm not hating enough. And then that brings me to Nathan Fillion. Nathan, I am sorry, you are a great Guy Gardner. Originally, I was super turned off by this because I thought, you know, he's too old to be Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner's supposed to be younger and a bit of an asshole, and that's what adds to his charm. Oh my fucking god, he nailed it! He's that good guy asshole that he is in the comics, and he was nailed in this movie. I have so much more I want to say, but I just want to say all around, props to the cast, props to James Gunn. DC is fucking back, baby! Okay, I'm fucking excited, okay? Like, do y'all remember that video I posted a few months ago, or several months ago now, about leaked concept art for the Supergirl, like, costume and everything? Like, it looks fucking perfect. It just fucking does. But also on top of that, I'm just so fucking excited for everything that's coming now. As far as I'm concerned, James Gunn and DC right now, they are at the top of their fucking game. Like, I was talking to my friends about this. I'm honestly more excited about anything DC's gonna show than anything Marvel's gonna show that isn't Spider-Man related. And how fucked is that DC is now doing to Marvel and Marvel's been doing to DC when it comes to fucking Batman? Now, I'm not saying I'm not interested in Marvel still. I still love Marvel to death. It's been a part of my childhood, it's been a part of my adulthood, and it will be a part of my life for the rest of it. But honestly, so far, James is not fucking missing a single shot at all. Like, first he has the Suicide Squad, which I don't care what the Snyder Cult says, it is far better than Suicide Squad, and honestly anything that Snyder put out when it came to DC that wasn't his director's cut of Justice League, so fucking fight me. But then he came in with a sleeper hit that was Peacemaker. And then there's Creature Commandos, which I know a lot of people didn't like, well, a few people didn't like, but I personally thought it was fine. And then there's Superman, which that movie, I have already seen it twice, and I'm planning on seeing it a 3rd time tomorrow, because my theater's selling tickets for $5 this week. All in all, James Gunn, super excited for this, and now let's get on to what I think is going to probably happen in this movie. We already know that Jason Momoa is going to be playing the main fucking man as the villain in this movie. And this is going to be spoilers for Superman, but honestly, I think they can fit very well into the character that we are seeing Supergirl be since her little cameo in Superman. Like, she is still clearly dealing with PTSD from seeing Krypton blow up, and she is suffering with the fact that she's the only one out of her and Clark that can remember it. Now imagine how she's gonna be when she comes across the main fucking man who caused the extinction of his species. And considering he is who he is, how much he's gonna get under her fucking skin about that. Honestly, I'm genuinely excited to see him fight fucking Supergirl. All in all, James Gunn, I am super excited to see what you have to show for DC over the next decade. I'm so fucking hyped.
Okay, so you all saw that Lego Batman trailer game yesterday too, right? Okay, good. I just want to make sure. This should work. Literally knocked over everything on my desk. All right, there we go. That is much better. Okay, but seriously, I do want to talk about this a little bit. So based on what I saw from the trailer, it's either A, going to be an original story, or B, they are going to basically be retelling all of the movies. The reason why I'm saying that is because based on what I could see, it showed a lot of scenes that looked like it was from the Batman Begins and the Batman movies, and it mainly showed like the movie suits in the whole trailer. Now, does that mean that they are not going to do an original story? No, it's probably just going to be like homages to the actual movies. But also, based on what I could tell, I would not be surprised if they do the same thing they did with like a Star Wars and just going through each movie individually in like timeline order. Which, I mean, honestly isn't a bad idea. I think it would be a fun thing to be able to go through each movie and see what they can do as like a comedic take on each one. I will say also on top of that though, if they do an original story, that looks like it basically means you get to customize not only your Batman, but also the Batmobile. Considering not only did they show the fucking Tumbler in the trailer, but also the Battinson fucking Batmobile. But not only that, but also there's a bunch of different aspects to it that I noticed that looks like it could be an original story with homages. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to be like going through each movie one by one or if it's going to be all original, but all around I'm genuinely excited, and honestly I'm more excited about this than GTA 6 because I mean, come fucking on. Okay, so I'm currently sitting here at work and I just want to have a little bit of a discussion with everybody. This is something I've been thinking about since Superman came out, and that is, what should Batman actually look like? Some people are saying he should be all teched out. Some people are saying that he should wear black and gray, black and dark gray, all black, have it look something like the Keaton look. But I don't agree with any of those. Because you want to know how I want to see Batman in the DCU? Just have him look like this. And if you think the yellow logo is a little too much, that's fine. Here's how he looks without it, and it looks fucking awesome. Like, there's this guy, Bat Mateo, that's on Instagram, and he does some amazing work. He obviously also likes the blue and gray look, and I wanted to show you what his looks like. Now, I'm not saying this is bad. It looks really good. My only problem is the blue is too bright while the gray is too dark. Like, this is how I'm gonna articulate my point. The blue is super bright and the gray is super dark. Make it almost look like it's a black hole when it should be the entire silhouette that looks like a black hole. If anything, I prefer something like this where it's almost like a dark navy blue, where when it hits light, the reflection of the light gives it that blue hue, but when it's not, it is just pitch black. As opposed to this, where I think in the dark, it would still look way too blue. However, there is one thing I will not stand for, and that is trunk slander, and honestly, Superman showed it could be pulled off. Another thing I want to say too is I don't want to see a lot of like armor paneling on this version of Batman. I know we're gonna have the crazy speed lines like we do in every fucking superhero costume for the past 15 years. But honestly, this does not need to have a bunch of visible like armor paneling. Seriously, if someone tried to scare me in this, I wouldn't be scared. I'd be laughing my fucking ass off. And that's why also too, the longer I go watching the Dark Knight movies, the more I realize these suits fucking sucked. Something like this fucking rocks, and this is how I would exactly want to see the suit laid out for the DCU Batman. Basically just long ears, trunks, light gray, dark navy blue, and no excessive armor paneling. Make it look like an actual suit and make it look like it's not armored. But again, just tell me what you guys think.
I hope you all had a great Halloween. I spent the past week up in upstate New York, and that was a fucking blast, but God, am I glad to be home. And because I was up there, I didn't want to do this while I was up there. But now that I'm finally home, I want to do a more Halloween-esque video for you guys today. And before you say Halloween's already passed, no it has not, spooky season has not ended, November does not exist, October just has 61 days. I don't know if you guys know this, but one game I love playing with my friends is Dead by Daylight. I have an absolute blast with them when I'm not getting shit on, but I'm still having fun when I'm playing with them. And because I'm, well, me, I wanted to put a question out to you guys. I even have with a few of my friends. What are some Marvel and DC characters you could see being in Dead by Daylight? Like, if Marvel and DC ever did like a collaboration on a thing with Dead by Daylight, what characters can you see being brought into the game? I'm going to start with DC, and then I'm going to do a part 2 either later today or tomorrow on Marvel characters I could see being in the game as well. Yeah, this one shouldn't have come off as a surprise. Like, I think Scarecrow is probably one of the best characters to have for a game like this. Like, imagine, like, he sneaks up on you and then he, like, hits you with fear toxin, and then throughout the entire time, you either see versions of him or you are like having like a bunch of shit happening to you that's gonna make you scream over and over again that gives off your location. Next one I could think of is Killer Croc. Now people think, well, Killer Croc is just a big fucking monster. Like, we have plenty of those. No, I mean specifically this version of Killer Croc. He is literally a fucking cannibal. And if you want to do his more like slender down version from the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games, do that too. But I just want this character to be in the game. I want to see him get more representation outside of like just the animated series with the, and then I hit him with a rock. Now, breaking off of the Batman list for a second, I'm going to have Doomsday. Now, again, with him, he is a much bigger character, and it'll be harder to, like, I guess, have him be believable in the game. But I can kind of see him doing a thing kind of like with what Freddy Krueger does, but instead of it being like a bunch of claws, it's like a bunch of spikes that he has. And have his Mori be kind of like with what he did to Superman and Batman vs. Superman, and have his hand turn into a blade and then just stab the person with it. I think that would be pretty fucking cool. Next one I want to see is Joker. And no, I am not talking about this one, even though this one would be fun to have. I'm talking about this fucking unit. Can you imagine you're just working on a generator and you see this fucker creeping right behind a fucking corner? Don't get me wrong, this one's pretty good. And I would not be mad if this was the version of Joker that we get in the game. But this fucking cryptid looking motherfucker is kind of fucking what I wanted. And last but not least is Man-Bat, for obvious reasons. Stay tuned for part 2, I guess. And also let me know about any other DC characters you could see being in Dead by Daylight. You know, I was gonna do this video yesterday, but then throughout the entire day, my body was basically saying, the fuck you are, so, yeah, I didn't end up doing that. But now that I'm feeling, you know, slightly better, I want to go through all of you guys' comments on the Dead by Daylight videos, because God, you guys left some. A lot of your guys' suggestions as well were actually really cool, and I really wanted to touch on them, so let's just get right into it. I will say Samantha came out fucking swinging with both DC and Marvel, so her first one was for Marvel, Mr. Sinister would be also for Killer, and Jessica Jones as a Survivor, and honestly, that's a good idea. Especially with Jessica Jones as a Survivor, I think that would work really well for the game. But she did not stop there, because for DC, she said pretty much every absolute universe villain for Killer, and for Survivor, Renee Montoya, which again, really good idea. Although I agree with somebody that commented this that I did not screenshot saying that Absolute Bane would be overkill, and I 100% agree. Absolute Bane would just take up the entire map. But we also have Spectacular Spider-Man 179, who listed off a few of the ideas for killers that I had, but there are a few that I want to touch on. The Black Suit Spider-Man, Batman from the Catwoman Guardian of Gotham comic, and Clayface. Those would be fucking awesome. Like, imagine the second MJ mission being basically what it's like to go up against Black Suit Spider-Man and having him just be full animal. And then with Clayface, I think that'd be really fun. Like, imagine you are able to, like, turn into one of the survivors to kind of, like, trick them and only have it be for, like, a few seconds. And then you can come up on somebody and then take them out and then you turn right back into Clayface. I think that'd be so much fun. But then there was this Batman from the Guardian of Gotham comic, and I have not seen that, so let's take a quick look and see how that... Yeah, that could work. Honestly, this would look pretty fucking terrifying to go up against. All right, 2 more people. So we also have Triples3273 who said that Ghost Rider would be interesting to see be forced to work for the entity. And that sounds like so much fun. I even commented on his comment, basically saying, like, imagine like the Mori was him doing the penance stare. And then he responded with, imagine like that after you do the Mori, the person just walks around aimlessly. And, like, they're basically just, like, a soulless corpse walking throughout the map. That is fucking metal. And then last but not least, we have my dear friend TJ Does Cosplay saying Jigsaw or Jack-o'-lantern. And yes, I looked them up. And yes, they would be great. Like, I already knew about Jigsaw, but I completely forgot about Jack-o'-lantern. That would be fucking awesome to do. But my favorites, hands down, were Jessica Jones as a survivor, Ghost Rider, and pretty much all of these. These, like, you guys killed it. Now, if you guys have any more ideas, put them down in the comments. But until then, that's it. Okay, so it's been a few days. Here's part 2 to DC characters I think that would fit perfectly in a rival style game. And before anyone says anything, yes, I got my hair cut. Let's just keep pushing. This time it's Duelist, and I'm gonna go with Black Canary. Like, she is seen as the best hand-to-hand fighter in DC, other than a few other people, which I will get to in a second. But genuinely, I think she would be such a cool character to have in a game like this, especially with her sonic ability. There's so much she can do with that. Then coming off that, I'm gonna say Martian Manhunter. Now, a lot of people are saying Martian Manhunter would be fitting more for a Vanguard role, but I personally disagree. I see him fitting a similar role to what Mr. Fantastic does, especially considering people don't seem to understand that Martian Manhunter is also a shapeshifter. I think it would be cool if he had the power mix of Mr. Fantastic and Adam Warlock. I think that'd be really cool to have. And then last but certainly not least is Cassie Kane, aka Orphan, aka Batgirl. Now, if you know anything about Cassie Kane, she'd be fucking terrifying. Like, I'm telling you, there is nothing scarier than having a Batgirl with a stitched up mouth coming over and kicking your ass. That'd be fucking terrifying. Oh, also on top of that, she is literally the best hand-to-hand fighter in DC, even beating out Black Canary. Hell, she is seen as a worthy successor for Ra's al Ghul. Genuinely would be so much fun to have. I just realized this video is way too short, so now I'm going to talk about my support/strategist roles I think that could be filled. First one I thought of right out the gate is Constantine and Zatanna. I would see them fitting a similar role to what Cloak and Dagger are, but the only difference is I want Zatanna to do all the damage and have Constantine do the healing. Kind of like switch it up a little bit. I think that would be genuinely fun to have. Next one I have after that is Tim Drake as Red Robin. Now, people are thinking that would be more fitting for like Batgirl, like Oracle, and I kind of agree, but also I kind of don't. I think that Tim Drake would also fit greatly as a strategist. Hell, in DC, he is seen to be on the same level as Batman when it comes to being a detective. And also, it has to be this version of the Red Robin outfit. It cannot be the New 52 one. The New 52 one sucks so bad. But yeah, Red Robin should be a strategist as well. And now for the final strategist I want to see Green Arrow be a strategist. Now, people that I talked to about this thought that he would fit better as DPS because, you know, Hanzo from Overwatch and Hawkeye and Rivals. But honestly, this would also fit really well for a strategist role. Like, this is time you can get really creative with it. Like, give him a little bit of, like, Gambit's power set and have some arrows do healing. Have some arrows do healing boost. Have some arrows do anti-heal. Have arrows literally do anything. And on top of that, give, like, a Black Canary team up where he has, like, a sonic arrow. Like, come on, stretch the imagination a little bit. Okay, that's all I'm really going to show now. Stay tuned for next month, though, when I do a video going more in depth with this idea.